what's good, man?
Murder, what's good, man? How you doing, man?
Chilling, man. Had a long weekend, man.
Did you? What happened?
Yeah, man. A lot of stuff, man.
Like what happened over the weekend?
Now, first, before we get into all the other stuff, we want to address the elephant in the room, and we get that out the way. So through this Fredo shit.
Oh, yeah.
Cam going up against me is like Fredo going up against Michael Corleone.
The conversation starts off friendly, but you can feel the tension building fast once they bring up the elephant in the room. It's a messy fallout with someone they used to roll deep with. Things quickly turn into a full-on loyalty test, with one side straight up saying, if you got a problem with a man, talk to the man, not the internet. That is where the real heat hits.
Name confidently anymore, just based on how disappointed I am in his behavior. One of my issues with Fredo, just to pivot back, I keep saying it, but I keep going. Whenever you have a problem with a man, you talk to that man. You don't talk about that man. You talk to the man. The man is willing to have the conversation. And it was like they were rehearsing, and I just happened to be there. But this whole issue is because this dude is ducking a fair one, a verbal fair one. I'm too old to be fighting.
Exactly.
But from what I know about Cam, that's
when
not
he's saying,
him.
"Nah,
He
we need y'all
not a physical
back."
guy like that. Pause.
Since you gonna go this route this
that's not an
morning.
example that we
He
want
did
the
say something
younger
back to
generation
Wax.
to
We built
lead
something
or
and
see.
sold it.
If you have a
That
problem
doesn't mean
with
you work for
someone,
somebody.
you
They let
talk
you
to
go
them.
around in 2
Period.
days,
It
move
avoids
100
a
pounds,
lot
fucking
of
clowns, up
problems.
and down.
Men
Told you to talk
speak.
to you.
Men,
But that was
even
like
if
a
I
year
know
or
it
two
might be a
before
difficult
all,
conversation.
Hypothetically,
you still
all
have
of
it.
these
As long
things,
as
right?
people don't get overly
And
disrespectful,
the
especially
guy
when
who
it's
got
someone
pissed
that you
off with my
love
son
or
and
someone
got
that's
mad
looked
at
out
that.
for. You gotta give him grace.
And, but it is what it is. But it was crack. I sold crack.
My grandmother's from
Claim
Spanish
is that
Harlem,
this
so
person
I see
is
Spanish
dodging
people all
a
the
fair
time.
verbal check and then trying to spin the story online anyway. That's a bad look in any circle because it turns a private issue into public theater. Now everyone's watching like it's the season finale. They frame it as a respect thing, a man-to-man thing, and keep stressing that this isn't the kind of example the younger crowd should follow. Still, the way they talk about grace and love makes it even wilder. This isn't just random beef. It's personal history getting dragged out in public. Then it gets extra grimy when they accuse the other guy of purposely trying to make things uncomfortable, even dragging family into the vibes to add pressure.
The time that we have together.
When a liar calls someone else a liar,
Everybody's not gonna have
it's just like an oxymoron.
They were going to make me feel less of myself.
You know what I mean?
I was never going to let another
My environment could be a little more comfortable because he had his own. That's what bothered me. I'm like, yo, you gonna try to make my children uncomfortable to make me uncomfortable?
I was like, nah, you're not doing that to the art.
That's what a flea does. Not a fly guy. A little nasty, disgusting.
When I get high, you feel like
and that's why homeboy calls himself
Yo,
Fredo.
I told the girl it's over. No need to
again,
went
that's
in
a
the
low-life
ER.
flight.
Told him stop saving niggas.
And it was like they were rehearsing, and I just happened to be there. A lot when the thing I said about him and Big L, that shit was true. I put that on everything. I'm not gonna just make that shit up. But it did
When he's
happen.
saying,
I'm
nah,
sure
nigga,
L
we
told
need y'all
people.
back.
I was on my way to the hill. Me, him, and Big L. And
Since
I
you
made a
gonna go this
left
route
on
this morning.
Amsterdam into a checkpoint.
He did say
and I
something
didn't have
back
a
to
license.
Wax.
We built
But at that
something
time,
and
they didn't
sold
really
it.
always
That doesn't
lock
mean
you
you
up,
work
but
for
they
somebody. See, they let
sometimes
you
did.
ground
So I
in
was
2
like,
days,
yo, I
move
think I can get
100
out of this,
pounds,
but I'm just letting y'all know I got
fucking
3
down.
bricks in the
Told you
car,
to talk to
but
you.
I'll wear it.
But that was like
Cam
a year or
started
two
crying, man.
before,
You hypothetically, all of these things, right? Big L and Dame being in
The guy he got pissed off with my son and got mad at that. I don't know me, Big L.
But it is what it is. But it was crack. I sold
And he
crack.
told us
My
right then and
grandmother's
there
from
that he would
Spanish
put
Harlem,
himself
so
in
I see
PC.
Spanish
Shit, I'm
people
putting
all the
myself in
time.
DC. Me and Big L like, what? What?
Who are you, homeboy? Listen, it ain't our fault. Big L and Dame have ever been in the car together.
Oh, man.
You know what's great? I was going to save that for my show because I didn't want to get into this.
That's when the language got sharp, with them clowning his nickname and basically painting them as someone moving sneaky instead of standing silent. They even dropped the classic line, how a liar calling someone else a liar makes zero sense and a room laughs. But it's that uncomfortable kind of laugh where everyone knows things are getting messy. They swear up and down certain stories are true. And that's where the scandal angle explodes. Because once someone starts saying, I put that on everything, now it's a full-on credibility war. In hip-hop spaces, credibility is everything. This isn't just about feelings. They're battling over who's real, who's fronting, and who's trying to rewrite history for attention.
We went to the side and was like, you know, afterwards we were laughing, but we were like, I was like, I will never hustle with him. He's a ball player, and he does music. So I never really, he's a civilian. But you can't be saying he's the best that ever did it in Harlem. And you never told the girl it's over. No need to rapper. That's not the best that ever did it. How dare you think like that? And it was like they were rehearsing, and I just happened to be there. A lot when
that nigga was such a liar. Like, you know how your man is your man, so you probably don't. When he's saying, nah, we need y'all back. You got some man, you like, nah, you just hate us. I didn't know this nigga lied like
since
that.
you gonna go this route this morning.
There's a lot of things that he probably is scared
he did say something back
which
to
is
wax.
why he's trying to discredit me all of a sudden. That doesn't mean you work for somebody. They let you believe. You can't call somebody a liar. It's not lying, especially when it comes to business. That's another thing.
But that was like a year or two before all this,
Hypothetically, all of these things, right?
But Mase, no.
And the guy
who got pissed off with my son, he got mad at that.
But it is what it is. But it was crack. I sold crack.
My grandmother's from Spanish Harlem, so I see Spanish people all the time. I tried to plug you in the Big L when you went to sign him when he started his own label, Flamboyant. Who are you, homeboy? Listen, it ain't our fault. Brother, Big Lee and Reg, they didn't like you. If you had 3 bricks in the car, or you was on the way to get 3 bricks in the car, or on the way to get bricks, whatever lie you told, story you told, you wouldn't have made it home. Big L lines, niggas. Mase, right?
Yeah.
And speaking of history, the story time gets wild when they bring up an old ride through Harlem, a checkpoint, and a situation they describe as high risk. One side tells it like a moment where they were ready to take the fall, fully owning it, while saying the other guy panicked and started talking about protective custody.
And you know, everybody not gonna have to.
They were going to make me feel less of myself.
Someone else a liar.
I was never going to let another
Baby girl, fast
He himself said, I don't know you for lying, so why would I start lying now over him?
Because he had his own.
We have a pride.
What the fuck is this bitch?
We're bosses.
I can see the phone.
The executives was, I was like, nah, you're not doing that to us. And then,
when I get high, you feel like Yo, I told the girl it's over. No need to went in the ER. Told them stop saving niggas.
And it was like they were rehearsing, and I just happened to be there a lot. And also, even down to this journey with my teeth.
Exactly
I
what
walk
he
around,
needs.
take pictures.
When he's saying, nah, we need y'all back.
Pictures and videos. I'm like, what are these niggas, 7 years old?
That's the kind of detail that makes people sit up, because it's not just he said, she said. It's a full scene you can picture. But the clapback comes instant, basically calling the whole thing impossible and saying it doesn't even sound right. They argue Big L wouldn't have been riding like that with him. And they point out that stories involving people who aren't here to confirm can be twisted way too easily. That's a major stain on public opinion, because now fans aren't just picking sides. They're judging who's telling the truth and who's spinning a whole movie script for the timeline. Out of nowhere, the talk swerves into jokes about teeth and veneers, but even that turns into a slick insult war.
You learned me.
Talking about
Big
you got a point there. Yeah, you quick on your feet.
Big L lines like barbers, he wouldn't have made it home.
And the only thing I'm always lying about is something that no one else saw if that person's not on this planet.
Reminds me of, but
stop. Oh, yeah, you going out bad, bro. There. Stop lying. You and Big L never did no work.
I mean, obviously, there's a lot of things I want to go through here with the time that we have together. A lot.
You going out bad, but I'll just don't tell everybody not going out there. But yeah, man.
They were going to make me feel less of myself.
Yeah.
I was never going to let another.
They clown people whose teeth fall out mid-conversation, then flip it into a flex about being confident even when things look messy. It's funny, but also savage, because the punchlines clearly hit specific people without naming names every time. Then they take it further, bringing up real health talk about infections and how serious oral issues can mess with your entire body. And someone jokes that explains a lot, which is wild, basically calling certain people unstable without saying it outright. Then they switch back to the bigger theme, why the loudest talkers are always the most sensitive when their name comes up. That's the scandal formula right there. Talk tough, act hurt, then run to the internet. The biggest betrayal comes when they describe backdooring, claiming a so-called friend entertained opportunities and conversations without making the respectful first call. In their world, that's a line you don't cross, beef or no beef.
To heat you up. But that was like a year or two before all,
hypothetically, all of these things, right?
Shouldn't get mad.
And the guy
who got pissed off with my son and got mad at that.
But it is what it is. But it was crack. I saw crack.
My grandmother's from Spanish Harlem, so I see Spanish people all the time.
Pause. Being that y'all in y'all field or whatever, I know y'all not supposed to judge or anything. Like you
say, are you, homeboy? Listen, it ain't our fault.
Do y'all look at that as like the broken teeth as far as dentures and the veneers is like a class up?
I feel like everybody should experience being broke because you realize so much more. Like,
why you think they say all that stuff? That I'm having such a challenging. But why is it so important for people to think
she reminds
that I'm
me
not
of, but
enjoying my life?
That's her right there.
Have you ever seen? You ever seen it?
Well, I mean, obviously, there's a lot of things I want to go through here with the time that we have together. A lot.
Like this, because you don't want your dentures to fall out, like you biting down.
They were going to make me feel less of myself. I was never going to let another
my environment could be a little more comfortable because he had his own
stuff that we've been watching.
No, that's good.
What the fuck is this bitch?
I had things that I want to say, and I think I want to talk clearly. I was like, nah, you're not doing that. And rip my teeth all day.
It doesn't fit, and it's moving around when they're talking and chewing, so they have to stay close.
When I get high, you feel like yo, I told the girl it's over. No need to went in the ER. Told them stop saving niggas.
And it was like they were rehearsing, and I just happened to be there.
That's what we call guys like that. When you start off honorable and end up unhonorable, and you go to the other
exactly
side,
what he means when he's saying, "Nah, so we need y'all bad."
Then they add another layer with a story about an industry figure twisting words, turning a simple pat into a nasty-sounding rumor just for clicks. And that's when the speakers start calling it a setup right from the jump.
I told you to talk to you. But that was like a year or two before all of,
hypothetically, all of these things, right? And the guy who
got pissed off with my son and got mad at that.
And but it is what it is. But it was crack.
I do
I saw crack.
My grandmother's from Spanish Harlem, so I see Spanish people all the time. Nobody physically getting harmed without me doing any damage to anybody, family, or anything like that. Who are you, homeboy? Listen, it ain't our fault. These niggas, man. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't know I do this to these
talking about me
that it goes on for months and years. That I mentally abuse you by just being me. It's mental abuse seeing me, huh? It is, huh? Me and my big $60,000 teeth.
Oh, yeah, that's her right there.
Everybody wants to be picture perfect all the time. Well, I mean, obviously, there's a lot of things I want to go through here with the time that we have together. A lot.
It's spooky because it's scary.
Everybody
it's a lot.
They were going to make me feel less of myself. I was never going to let another
my environment to be a little more comfortable because he had his own.
And they just bring my name up randomly out of nowhere. You be like, huh?
Executives was, I was like, nah, you're not doing that to
like, still?
And then,
you gotta be slow. It's slow out there, man. It's a drought. I ain't know it's a drought.
When I get high, you feel like yo, I told the girl it's over. No need to went in the ER. Told them
they paint a picture of people forming new alliances with media personalities, chasing algorithms and dragging old friends just to keep their name buzzing. It's all framed like you switch teams, now stand on it. And with all that tension, the message is crystal clear. This isn't just jokes anymore. It's reputation, respect, and money on the line.